Rock me, baby.
Good evening, good evening. We are live on a Tuesday night, first night stream. And hopefully this becomes part of the norm as we get closer into the season, because this seems to be a better time to go live especially after all the news comes out and stuff like that. We need to have up to date info. Let me get this music down here. All right, so we are live everywhere. What a day. What a day in the NFL. There was a lot going on in the NFL streets that we need to get into pretty soon. But as you are coming in, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed. You're gonna want to be, so you know when we're going live, because who knows when we're going live. We might just go live randomly. You need to be subscribed so you get the notification that we're going live, and so you make sure that you have access to all the content we're putting out here. Like I said, super excited to get back into talking some NFL. I was live earlier today. We went through a lot of stuff actually. And we got some even more news since then, so we'll get into that pretty shortly here. Hold on. First things first. Gotta crack a brewski. Going with the Voodoo Ranger Sweet Rye Juicy IPA. Yep, that's the stuff. That is the stuff. All right, so we can get into it because there's quite a bit to go over, because a lot has happened since earlier today. First and foremost, we got to bring up, hold on, let me find it here. All right, right here we go. Zay Flowers signs a 4-year $140 million extension. That includes $108 million guaranteed. So He's with the Baltimore Ravens for the foreseeable future. A big deal for Zay Flowers here. Definitely encouraging to see that. That means they want him there. Obviously, he's been great, to be honest. I feel like he is kind of underrated. So definitely deserved. Big contract there. But what we really need to talk about, because as much as it's nice to talk about people getting paid a shit ton of money, we got some real stuff going on in the NFL right now. And we got a quarterback battle that may have completed the first one. And it's not official. It hasn't been official. I'm not saying it's official. Just making sure everyone knows what I'm saying is not 110% official yet. But take a look here. Cleveland Browns. The ESPN Cleveland has been putting out this QB tracker. And by the looks of it, it looks like Shedeur Sanders has won this quarterback competition. This is from today's training camp. 21 out of 25 completions. Next is Watson. 11. 5 out of 11. So Shedeur is already getting the bulk of the work. Is that the sign? And they just haven't announced it, but looking at those numbers, I mean, it looks like he's getting the bulk of the work there. And then if we scroll up here, someone put this together. This is for the entire training camp, the stats, I believe. Yes, this is from Brute Matson here over on X. This is throughout the entire training camp. Shedeur Sanders, clear and far away, the best performing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And it looks like he has it in the bag right now. It looks like far and away that it's going to be Shedeur Sanders as a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. A lot of people were pushing for him. I even saw some stuff that there was some Cleveland fans at training camp today booing Deshaun Watson, which is just, you hate to see that. You don't want to see that. I understand that you may not want him as your quarterback, but I mean, Shedeur has everything in his bag to win it without having to put Deshaun Watson through. I mean, could you imagine that he's showing up to training camp, and as he's walking in to the team's facility, that fan base is just booing you the entire time? I mean, I'm sure he's at this point in his career, after going through everything that he went through, I'm sure it doesn't matter. But hey, Starry Skies, are you high on Cam Ward? I wouldn't say I'm high on Cam Ward, but I definitely think coming into this year, he has a great opportunity to take that next step. The Titans reworked their entire coaching staff. Bringing in Brian Daboll, I think, is going to be huge for him. Brian Daboll worked with, like Josh Allen. Obviously, his time with, I believe he was with the Giants, wasn't that great. I think he got one solid season out of Daniel Jones, but I think Cam Ward is in a solid spot this season coming in, and he has the weapons. They went out and got Carnell Tate, so they're starting to really build that team together, and I think he can take that next step. So I wouldn't say I'm high on him, but I do think that he does take that next step, and that offense could be relevant. Any shot at the division? I mean, honestly, that division, it has always been, at least the last couple seasons, it's been really close. I will say that looking at the Titans division, I would probably say that it's it's a tough division. Look, you got the Texans, Colts, and the Jaguars right now. It's like all three of those teams, Houston and the Jags for sure, definitely have a lot of hype around those teams right now for sure. I mean, Texans maybe not as much, but they have a solid defense. That Texans defense last year was insane. I mean, that Texans defense was really good. And then Jacksonville has been on the up and up. It's going to be a tough division. I don't think they have a shot at the division this season. I think they will take the next step though, in the right direction. I think it would take some injuries for them to have a shot to win the division for sure. But hey, I mean, that's all you can ask for though. It's just them to head in the right direction, and right now it seems like they are doing just that. Okay, so Cleveland quarterback. I mean, looking at these numbers, you guys can see it seems that Shedeur Sanders is winning this quarterback battle, and I mean, I think a lot of people expected that to be the case. Early on, there's a lot of talk about Deshaun Watson having a real chance to win the starting job, and they are giving him a real chance. I mean, he had 126, reps, essentially, passes in training camp. So they're giving him the reps. It's just Shedeur is performing better. And after today, like I said, right here, this is from today, Shedeur Sanders, 21 out of 25. And then Watson, 5 out of 11. Shedeur is getting all the work. So it looks like Shedeur is going to win the starting job for the Cleveland Browns. We'll see what this team looks like. I think this team's going to shock a lot of people. I think bringing Tom Monken in is going to benefit the Browns more than people realize. I think Quinshon Judkins could have a good year. They brought in, some rookie wide receivers. Casey Conception is someone that I think he got a little banged up today, but I didn't see anything like super concerning that he will miss extended time at all. But I mean, it's looking right now that Casey Conception has a real shot of being the wide receiver one for this team, and he's a value in fantasy football right now. So I don't mind taking shots on him in drafts. A lot of people aren't going to want to go and draft a Cleveland Brown because it's the Cleveland Browns. Everyone thinks they suck and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, a first round draft pick, Casey Conception, you're getting him super late in drafts. You probably get him in the 7th, 8th round for sure. So it's like, I'm not going to say for sure actually, because I don't know 100%. Let me check, see where he's going right now in drafts. Because Casey Conception, I mean, I love targeting those kind of players. It's why I like Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate, you're paying up for more than Casey Conception, but even still, it's like they have the opportunity to be the go-to guy on the team. If he's going to be the one getting, 24% target share on the team, like I think those are the kind of guys that I want to target in fantasy football, even if they are on a bad team. At least with a first round draft pick wide receiver, like that guy's gonna get the ball. And let's take a look where he's going real quick. Casey Conception is being drafted. He's the 51st wide receiver off the board. 128 overall. What is that? Let's see. So that's basically, yeah. So exactly. KC Conception, that's basically, he's being drafted around the 11th. So you're telling me you could get someone that is the wide receiver 1 on the team, potentially. Obviously it's not, but the potential of getting the target share of a wide receiver 1, even if they're on a bad team, I think it's, I mean, getting him in the 11th round, are you kidding? That is a great value. KC Conception is someone you definitely want to have on your radar, especially those later rounds. Those are the shots that you want to take. I love those kind of positions. KC Conception is that player for me that late in drafts. I mean, like I said, 11th round, that's a great value. So all in all, it's looking like Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Not officially announced yet, but the numbers, they don't lie. But we got to go look at another quarterback battle that a lot of people have been monitoring very close. And I want to, let me see here. This quarterback battle is one that a lot of people have been watching very close. And there is a video. Here we go. And this is the Minnesota Vikings quarterback battle, Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. And a lot of reports coming out that Kyler Murray has the upper hand. Are we shocked? I mean, no. A lot of people expected Kyler to have the upper hand. Obviously, this is just beat writers and people attending camps and all that kind of stuff. That's the information that we're getting and basically deciphering. And once you see consistency, especially from reputable sources, that's where you can kind of draw some conclusions. And with this team right now, with Kyler Murray going up against JJ McCarthy, while it's known that there's not a definitive answer yet, but I mean, there has been a lot of not so good reports coming out about JJ McCarthy. And you can see in this clip here, we'll watch some highlights from camp. This is both JJ and Kyler. This is Kyler right here. JJ. Look how long he's holding on that ball. This is JJ McCarthy right here. Hold on the ball. Hold on the ball. He would have been sacked. He would have been sacked there. And here comes him again. He would have been sacked. And then he throws a terrible check down. Here's Kyler. AJ. JJ. A little quick dump off. I mean, obviously, this could easily just be clipped up of all the bad plays of JJ McCarthy. Easily. It could be. But either way, From what I've been reading, it's not looking good for JJ McCarthy, and it's looking like Kyler's going to get the starting job. That's just my opinion based off of what I've been seeing and reading. But we'll know more. We'll know more. Definitely going to know more in the next couple. Definitely in the next couple weeks. Early on, Kevin O'Connell said he doesn't want this quarterback battle to play out in the entire camp. And why would he? Why would he want that when that is taking away first team reps from whoever is going to be the starter? He doesn't need that much time. Pads are on this week. So by next week, I think by next week we could get an announcement of who's going to be the starter, to be honest, because how long does Kevin O'Connell need to look? They know what they got in JJ McCarthy. If they're seeing, like I said, this could just be clips of all the best of Kyler and all the worst of JJ McCarthy. And I'm sure there's a lot of that. And I'm sure there are some bad plays that aren't showing up with Kyler that we're not seeing here. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like Kyler's going to win this. And it just seems like it's one of those situations where it's just bound to happen. And how long is Kevin O'Connell going to wait before announcing who's the starter? Is he really going to take it up until week before and potentially, take away reps from whoever's going to be the starter? Like, it just seems like this is Kyler's job to lose for sure, in my opinion. So, let's go here. All right. Before we get into the next stuff, if you can and you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button and follow the channel. Make sure you follow so you don't miss out when I go live, because who knows when I'm going to go live. I could go live in the morning, I can go to live at night. You can also get all my content that I put out. I put out short form content that it's a little more concise and more thought out, and I feel like it's very helpful. So you can go and check all that stuff out. Go subscribe, follow to all the channels. I'm over on X, Instagram, Threads. If it's a social media platform, I'm most likely on it. So make sure you go and do that. I appreciate it. And honestly, hitting the thumbs up button, it is 100% free to do, and it goes a long way. So make sure you do that, and I definitely appreciate it. Let's see. So next up, I want to talk about here. I gotta look for this here. We got some stuff going on in Philadelphia. And let me find it right here. And Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon, their rookie wide receiver, both have hamstring injuries. Now, it's not considered long-term injuries, but this is something that you're going to want to monitor, because hamstring injuries, they linger. We see it a lot with wide receivers. Mainly wide receivers. I feel like we see a lot of them deal with these hamstring injuries, and they tend to linger. And in this situation, you want to be ready. And how can you be ready? Look at Dontavian Wicks. They brought him in this offseason. He's someone that you're going to want to take a look at in fantasy football. I think he's someone that you should be taking a look at anyways. Obviously, right now, I would assume their first round pick, Makai Lemon, is their wide receiver 2, and then Wicks would be the 3. But Makai Lemon, this isn't the first time he's dealt with this hamstring injury this year. Back in minicamp, Makai Lemon dealt with a hamstring injury then. So you're telling me in training camp now it's popping up again? Now, like I said, they said it's not considered long term, but 2 of your wide receivers, so wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 respectively, are dealing with hamstrings injuries. So you're going to want to take a look and monitor this. But I don't like that Makai Lemon is dealing with this hamstring injury, even though they say that it's not long term and it's not considered serious, all that. It is a little concerning that he dealt with this hamstring injury back in mini camp. I think that's back in, what was that, March? Maybe early April. I can't remember when that time frame is. But back then he was dealing with a hamstring injury. Now we're in training camp and he's missing practice due to a hamstring injury. So that you're going to want to monitor that. But who you need to look at is Dontavian Wicks and Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert is one of the better late round tight ends that you could draft. And by late round, I mean, 8, 9, 10, those rounds. He's definitely one of those tight ends that I like targeting around those in those rounds, because Dallas Goedert, we know that he has some chemistry with Jalen Hurts. We saw it especially when AJ Brown was out of the lineup, missing time. We saw Dallas Goedert thrive. I think Dallas Goedert is a great tight end in fantasy to pick up this year. And then and even with these injuries, like if they were healthy, I still think Dallas Goedert is a great tight end pickup this season. If they're not healthy, I like him even more. So definitely, if you don't want to draft a tight end early on, and I'm not someone that is big on drafting tight ends early, drafting the Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Holston Loveland I is going early on. The only tight end that I'm willing to draft early would be Tyler Warren, who's going in the 5th, sometimes the 4th. I wouldn't mind going for Tyler Warren. Even still, I'm a little more hesitant, but I definitely like Tyler Warren a lot. I think he is in a situation where I really do think that Tyler Warren could end up finishing as the tight end 1 by the time we get to the end of the season. He already led the Colts in targets in his first year as a rookie. Daniel Jones goes down. We saw some inconsistency towards the end there because of that. But Tyler Warren, I think he has a lot of upside, even being drafted as the 4th tight end off the board. Like I said, I think he could finish as the tight end 1, and I think he has a very secure target share on this team, especially with Michael Pittman no longer there. I mean, he led the team in targets last year. Michael Pittman was right behind him. Literally, I think Tyler Warren had 112 targets last year. Michael Pittman 111. So that's 111 vacated targets that that could go towards Tyler Warren. Obviously, Josh Downs and Alec Pierce are going to see some love as well. But I have a lot of confidence in Tyler Warren this year, for sure. He's one of my favorite tight ends. If I'm going to draft a tight end early, that's who I would go for. But Dallas Goedert, he's one of my favorite tight ends to grab if you're going to grab one later in drafts. Obviously, you got Isaiah Likely as well around the same time frame that you could go for. But Dallas Goedert, I think, is someone, especially now that we see these injuries popping up, I think Dallas Goedert could have a nice season here with the absence of AJ Brown, and then potentially dealing with guys dealing with these injuries. Now, like I said, I'm going to repeat it. Both Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon is dealing with these hamstring injuries. It's not considered serious, but in fantasy, you want to take a later round draft pick. Dontavian Wicks, Dallas Goedert, two people that, if these guys were to miss time, definitely will benefit. And I think there's still some fantasy value there, no matter what, especially for Dallas Goedert. But I think Dontavian Wicks too could be one of those players that you can start. Maybe not confident week to week, but maybe in certain matchups, he's definitely someone that I think could get involved in this offense. So, let's see. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about this one. This sucks for the Falcons. This isn't really. I mean, obviously there's some trickle down effect to when it comes to fantasy football, but not directly by any means. But today, Falcons edge Jalen Walker is feared to have torn his ACL, and it did come out that it has been confirmed. He did tear his ACL. He was a rookie last year. He was a first round draft pick, 15th overall. There was a lot. I mean, this is a big loss for the Falcons to lose this edge rusher. So ACL injury for him. He is going to be out for the season. So big injury for the Falcons over on the defense. Hate to see it. Gotta hate to see it for sure. And then we got, let's see, we got a couple more things here, and then we're gonna get into a mock draft. Okay, so we're just going through. There's a couple more news things I want to hit on, and then we can get into getting doing a mock draft. But I do want to pull up. We had another injury come through here. Jets rookie tight end Kenyon Sadiq suffered a quote-unquote little setback to the off-season hernia surgery that he had. So he will now miss some time. But Aaron Glenn, head coach for the New York Jets, said he's confident that Sadiq will be ready for week 1. So definitely don't like hearing that. He's someone that I wouldn't be surprised if he's utilized in the offense right away. But hate to see that coming with the hernia surgery. Gonna miss some time in training camp as a rookie. This could affect how involved he is early on. So definitely worth noting. I'm sure a lot of people are not going to be looking his way. I don't love the Jets situation as a whole either, but it is worth noting Kenyon Sadiq is one of the better, if not the best tight end in this past draft. So him having this setback with this hernia surgery, it's not what you want to see for a rookie, because that is going to cause him to miss some time. And then we got a couple other things here that we need to hit on. We need to Okay, we need to see here and go here. So if you've been following me and if you've been watching any of my content or reading my content, you will know that I've been trying to keep track with some of these running back situations because there's a lot of potential committees that we're going to be dealing with. There's a handful of teams that we're watching pretty close to see how it's going to shake out, and one of them is on the screen right now, and that is Travion Henderson. And it really sucks to see this because he's someone that we saw flashes of really solid football play, big explosive plays. He has that breakaway speed, but as you can see here, Travion Henderson has struggled with pass blocking in camp. And here's a quote from a beat writer here. It looked a bit like last season. Big explosive plays, but just enough mistakes in the pass protection that it feels like a risk to use him on third downs. You hate to see that, especially from a fantasy standpoint. Those third downs, those are likely check downs. Those are the pass catching opportunities that if he's not out in the field for those plays, he's not doing the quick chip, bounce out, let's get a catch and get the first down. Definitely concerning because there's already been a lot of reports that Mike Vrabel continuing to go to Ramondre Stevenson. It seems like Ramondre Stevenson has the upper hand over Travion Henderson. Not only have I seen reports of him struggling with the pass blocking, I've also seen reports of him his vision, struggling with his vision, trying to find the hole. He's running into the back of his offensive lineman. It's just, those are the kind of issues that we were seeing last year, and now they're kind of showing up again in training camp. That could affect how Mike Vrabel utilizes this running back room, and it just sucks for fantasy. That it really does, because it just makes it a lot harder to find which one you want to go with. And it's not saying, the problem with these 50-50 backfields is that it's like, sure, you can draft Travion Henderson and be like, oh, I think he's gonna be the one that has the better games more often, but it's figuring out when to put him in on those games, because there's going to be games where Ramondre Stevenson is the one that's getting all the love and getting all the work and thriving. And then I'm sure it's going to be Travion Henderson some games that has better games than Ramondre Stevenson. So it's going to be one of those situations where it's just going to be hard to trust him week in and week out. And that is, and maybe we'll learn more. And I'm not saying not to draft these guys. I would never say not to draft, Travion Henderson, especially at where they're being drafted. It's not too hard, unless like you're banking on Travion Henderson being like your RB2. I wouldn't do that. He's a bench piece, rotational piece that I wouldn't mind picking him up. I personally would stay away from him because there are other players being drafted around the same time frame or in the draft in the same round. Smooth, yeah. I wouldn't say necessarily buy Stevenson, but he is so far the favored. And when you're looking at in drafts, how I really like to look at it is that you're looking at the value. What are you giving up? So looking at Travion Henderson, who's going before DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Bashaw Tutin, those guys right there, those 3 running backs alone, I think I would rather have over TreVeyon Henderson. And he's going around Quinshon Judkins, who I'd rather have. Jadarian Price. I think that situation could get a little muddy. That's another running back room that we need to pay attention to. But yeah, there's just, when you're looking at the value when you're drafting and the players that are around TreVeyon Henderson, I would rather go with David Montgomery. I think I really do. I really think I would rather go with David Montgomery over TreVeyon Henderson. Bashaw Tutin, I would definitely take him over TreVeyon Henderson. So yeah, I definitely think, yeah, you can. And then you got Ramondre Stevenson being drafted as the 32nd running back overall, going around J.K. Dobbins, Chuba Hubbard. Sure, I wouldn't mind if I'm going for a running back at that late in drafts, and that's like my rotational RB, like running back. Like I wouldn't mind doing that. There's value in getting these 50-50 backfields, because if one of those running backs goes down, obviously you got that's why they have handcuffs. That goes with all running backs. That's why in those later rounds, it is sometimes good to draft the handcuff to one of your main guys, because if they go down, you got, if Kyron Williams goes down, Blake Corum is getting all the work. It's like, you want those guys, but it's about how you're constructing your lineup and where you're drafting them. So that's what I look at. But either way, it's not looking good for TreVeyon Henderson. I thought there was a chance that in the second year for him that he could take that next step and get even more work. But as of right now, it seems this is the kind of stuff that's going to piss off Mike Vrabel. If you're not going to be able to be a good pass protector and you're not in on third downs, those are where you get those big plays on those third downs. You see all the time where the running back will chip, bounce out, catch the ball, and get that first down. So yeah, it's definitely a little disappointing for TreVeyon Henderson. All right, so next we got to talk about another backfield. Yeah, I'm scrolling right here. We go. This is the one I want to talk about right now. The New Orleans Saints. We got Travis Etienne, or Travis Etienne Jr., that is now on the Saints. And the Saints also brought back Alvin Kamara, who I thought was going to retire. I thought there was a good chance he was going to retire. The Saints bring in Travis Etienne Jr. And reports are, not what I want to see, to be honest, from a fantasy standpoint. Now, that's why I'm talking here. When I'm looking at this stuff, I'm always thinking fantasy. I'm thinking workload, all this stuff. So Travis Etienne Jr. has been getting most of first team reps on early downs. Okay, so that's good. So on first and second down, you're getting Travis Etienne. Awesome. While on third down, Alvin Kamara has been the first option in passing situations. So in PPR leagues, that kills a lot of the value of Travis Etienne Jr. This report right here from Jeff Duncan saying that Travis Etienne Jr. is getting work on early downs, and Alvin Kamara is coming in the first option for third downs on passing situations, that's not what you want to see for Travis Etienne Jr. That is going to kill his value, and I think he's being drafted like 18th overall, the 18th running back off the board, 19th running back off the board. And you're going in the situation in PPR formats, it's like, sure, I'm not saying that he's not going to catch balls, but it's clear that Alvin Kamara is the pass catching running back for this team. And in PPR leagues, that's what you want. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that, Travis Etienne Jr. isn't going to get any passing work and all that kind of stuff. But where he's being drafted, I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't love the situation for him. I really don't. I think with Alvin Kamara being there, I think it's going to get a little sticky, especially in PPR formats. That's what I usually play in. Those are the leagues that those are the formats that I usually play in is PPR. So that kills the appeal of Travis Etienne Jr. So yeah, that's another running back room. So we're getting more clarity here. So far, what we've learned is that Patriots, TreVeyon Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. It's looking like Ramondre Stevenson is going to get that third down work. That's an important down. That's the pass catching upside. That's usually the teams are throwing on third down when they're 3 and 5, or whatever it may be. Running backs chipping, bouncing out, catching the ball. That's the third down work that we're looking for, especially for fantasy football. We love that. But it's looking like Ramondre Stevenson's going to be that guy for the Patriots as of right now, because of TreVeyon Henderson and his tendencies still lingering from last year, not improving in pass protection, the vision as well. Not saying that he doesn't have that big play ability and he's not going to have those big plays. He's going to, but it's looking like Ramondre Stevenson is going to be more involved than we would like. And then with the New Orleans Saints, we're looking at Travis Etienne Jr. and Alvin Kamara. Like I said, Travis Etienne Jr. is getting early work, and then Kamara's coming in for third downs, passing work. So that just kind of kills my appeal for targeting him in fantasy football this year. So we're getting a little more clarity on these running back rooms. And is that the last one? No, it's not the last one. It's not the last one. We got more running back rooms to talk about. I'll say right now, I'm not gonna pull it up. It's not worth it. I mean, we can. I guess I can. Reports of Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. It seems that there's going to be a timeshare for those two. I was concerned about that coming into the season, because if you go and look towards the end of last year, Blake Corum you could see his snap percentage just climb as the season went on, especially towards the end of the last 5 or 6 weeks. You could see his snap count go up, and it got to more of a 60-40. And even 60-40 is, I don't love that, but if I could see this, if this gets even close to 50-50, it's going to be miserable being a Kyron Williams fantasy owner, because it is going to be frustrating when Kyron runs the ball for 30 yards down the field, gets them in the red zone 5 yards out, and then they give it to Blake Corum. That happened a lot last year, And I feel like that is the concern when it comes to Kyron Williams and Blake Corum on this Rams team. But again, another team, we're getting some clarity, some more clarity. Sometimes it's not going to be what we want to hear, and a lot of time it's not going to be what we want to hear, because obviously we're monitoring these situations for a reason. But rates. So it really seems like this Buccaneers team dealing with a lot of drama. For one, the Baker Mayfield situation with the contract negotiations with the Buccaneers. He wanted to get a deal done before training camp started, and he said once training camp starts, he's going to be done talking. He doesn't want to talk contracts once training camp starts, and apparently they weren't even close. I saw that they offered him, I believe, $50 million a year. Potentially, I think I saw that. I don't know. I guess that's not enough for him. Either way, I didn't see any like official numbers. I saw that come across my timeline. But either way, Baker Mayfield went out in his first press conference with reporters during training camp and basically kind of just bashed the organization on not getting this deal done. And the organization didn't like that, what he said during that interview. And that's kind of how Baker Mayfield rolls. I mean, if you guys remember how it played out in Cleveland, kind of similar situation. Baker Mayfield has been in this situation multiple times. So he said, you know what? I don't want to talk about contracts during the season or during training camp. So he's going to play this season out. And, you know, maybe halfway through they get a deal done. Maybe. A lot of reports are saying that they could see the Bucs try to place the franchise tag on him next season. But we'll see. We'll see if they can get a deal done. But looking at the running back room here, you got Kenneth Gainwell here now. And Bucky Irvin last year, he dealt with some injuries that caused him to miss time. And even when he came back, it just did not seem like the same Bucky Irving that we saw the year before. You know, all reports have been solid coming out of camp about Bucky Irving. He's the clear ground and pound running back in the situation. But I have a lot of concern with Kenneth Gainwell in him being used as the pass catcher. Like, I mean, I'm always talking fantasy football here and looking, it's like that's taking away targets away from Bucky Irving, and Bucky Irving already didn't catch that many, you know, didn't have that many targets, but they specifically went out and brought Kenneth Gainwell in. And if you look here, there's a report from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN saying sometimes along Bucky Irving in a 2 tailback pony set is Gainwell. So you're telling me that they're both on the field at the same time. So it may be a situation where he's the pass catcher, and that will hurt the value of Bucky Irving. And you know, there's still a little bit of appeal from Bucky Irving because his draft stock reflects that. You know, he is the 20th running back off the board, but even then, being drafted after him, right after being drafted as the RB21, is Quinshon Judkins. I think I would rather take a shot on Cleveland Browns running back Quinshon Judkins than Bucky Irving. That's gonna get work taken away from him by Kenneth Gainwell. I really do. I really think I would rather take Quinshon Judkins over Bucky Irving. And that's crazy because I love Bucky coming into last year, because the season before he looked so good. He was dominant on the ground. He was using the passing game. And then last year, you know, he dealt with some injuries, and even when he came back, he just wasn't full. You just could tell. It was just, when Rachaad White looks better than Bucky Irvin, when, you know, there's a few I can remember watching the Buccaneers and seeing Rachaad White come in and run very well after watching Bucky Irving not be able to gain anything. So, you know, all reports are positive coming out about Bucky Irving and how he looks. I just have the concern with Kenneth Gainwell there for fantasy, taking the pass catching work. You know, he was the Steelers' top receiver last year, Kenneth Gainwell, which is crazy. So, you know, the Bucs obviously saw that and wanted to add that kind of running back in their backfield, and it's gonna have one of those situations where it's gonna be annoying. And, you know, Kenneth Gainwell, you know, if I was gonna draft a running back from the Bucs, I think I might want to draft Kenneth Gainwell, because Kenneth Gainwell, you know, Bucky Irvin is being drafted as the RB20, and if we look at Kenneth Gainwell is being drafted let's see. Kenneth Gainwell is being drafted as the RB35. So yeah, like, honestly, in fantasy leagues this year, I think I would rather target Kenneth Gainwell over Bucky Irving, with the fact of Kenneth Gainwell being the pass catching running back in this situation, and you're getting him as the RB35. You're getting him late in draft, so you're not giving up a ton of capital. And if Bucky Irving goes down, then Kenneth Gainwell has even more value. Now, you know, Kenneth Gainwell isn't someone that you're going to want to start week to week. That's what these timeshare, these committee 50-50 backfields, that's what you deal with, is not being able to trust week in and week out that you can start some of these guys. Now, there's very few situations that you can. I mean, you can go back to a couple seasons ago with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. If you had either of those running backs, you weren't really mad. They were both producing in fantasy football, but I feel like that is a lot more rare, and I don't think that we can bank on that for this running back room. But I would rather draft Kenneth Gainwell than Bucky Irving this season, based off of where they're being drafted right now and the reports coming out of camp that Bucky Irving is more of the early down running back, with Kenneth Gainwell primarily used in the passing game. You know, that's pretty much what we're seeing and hearing coming out of camp. Not saying Bucky Irving isn't getting positive reviews. Everyone's saying that he's looking really good. But if Kenneth Gainwell is going to be that pass catcher, I would rather draft Gainwell where he's being drafted. And then if Bucky Irving does miss some time by any chance, getting Bucky Irving or getting Kenneth Gainwell, you're drafting him so late in drafts that you're not really giving up a ton, opposed to drafting someone like Bucky Irving. You know, that's before Quinshon Judkins, DeAndre Swift, Dave Montgomery, Bashal Tuin, like those guys. Those running backs that I just named, Quinshon Judkins, DeAndre Swift, Dave Montgomery, Bashal Tuin, those are like my favorite mid to later round running backs to target. Like, if you're not gonna go and target, let's say that you go wide receiver heavy, you know, you go the 0 RB route, those are the running backs that you're gonna want to target. And so I would rather target Kenneth Gainwell over Bucky Irving as of right now, based off of what I'm seeing. All right. All right, so we got a couple more things I want to hit on. Here. And then we can get into a mock draft. So, yeah, so that was all the running back situations I want to talk about. We talked about quarterback battles with it's looking like Shedeur Sanders is going to win the starting job for the Cleveland Browns. Not official, but it's kind of trending in that direction. Vikings, Kyler Murray remains the favorite over JJ McCarthy. And then the Falcons, didn't really talk much about that situation, but it's looking like Michael Penix is going to continue to work his way back from that ACL injury, and Tua will likely start the season for the Falcons. That's what it's looking like right now. He's getting all first team reps pretty much. So with Penix sideline, it's really hard to see him, even if he came back and returned to practice a week before the season started or 2 weeks before. I don't know if that's enough for someone that's coming off of a ACL injury. You're not gonna throw him out there, and especially with a coaching staff that didn't bring in Michael Penix. And that's something that, when looking at the Falcons situation, they didn't bring in Michael Penix, so there's a good chance that we see them move on from him. There is that chance. They brought in Tua. He's gonna start. Maybe Tua plays horrible, and then they put in Michael Penix. But as a long-term future quarterback of this team, I don't see Michael Penix being the starter here. We'll see though. We will see. I wanted to look before we get into anything else here. I wanted to go. So Bleacher Report put out their top NFL running backs for the 2026 season. And God, I mean, I want to know who's putting this stuff together, because some of the stuff just makes me like, it just makes me scratch my head sometimes. So here is, I guess we can start at the bottom here. So you got your backup developmental players, which, I mean, there's no one here that you're looking at and you're just like, okay, fine. That they're fine. Their replacement level, 62, 61. Tank Bigsby might be a little too low. He might be a little too low. Even Kyle Monangai. But I get the situation, the replacement level. So these are players that are, if they're one of the running backs go down, this is who will step in likely. At least that's what I'm gathering from this. I'm not exactly sure how they're putting together these rankings. I guess I could probably read it and figure it out, but some of these don't make sense. Like even Rico Dowdle. Why is Rico Dowdle in there? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I don't think he should be in there. I think he should be higher. And then you go functional performers. You got Joe Mixon on the list. So this list must be grabbing like what they are considering active running backs. Even though, if you haven't heard about Joe Mixon, Joe Mixon is likely done playing football. There was a report that he came out and told former teammates that he's likely done. We don't know exactly what happened, but there are some alleged stories out there of him shooting himself, like shooting his foot, something along those lines, and that's why he ended up missing that entire season, and now he's no longer on the Texans. They let him go. You haven't heard anything about Joe Mixon. Weird situation. Maybe one day we'll hear from him and about that situation, but very weird. But okay, so going through functional performers. Okay, Braylon Allen here at 29. What are we are you serious? How is Braylon Allen at 29? Like, and he's not in this list here. He should be in this list here. I mean, Jordan Mason is likely the starter for the Vikings this year. Kyle Monangai, debatably a better running back than DeAndre Swift. Like, Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt potentially gonna be the starter. You know, like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't understand these rankings. How are you gonna put Braylon Allen? Like, it really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense here. But reliable contributor, you got Najee Harris listed here at 22. It's like, I mean, what year are we in, for one? Not saying Najee Harris isn't a reliable contributor when he's healthy. He has been, but what are we going off of? Because if we're going off of last year, I mean, did he even play last year? I don't think. I mean, if he did, it was very minimal. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he missed some time because there was like a firework accident, and it ended up like messing up his eye or something, and then I think he came back and ended up getting hurt. Now he's not even on a team. So he's at 22. Like, this rank, like, it doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense to me, this list. But I mean, like, even Jaylen Warren at 14, that doesn't make sense. Like, that is too high. There's like 10 other running backs that I would put ahead of Jaylen Warren. And then we'll go here, critical roster piece. I mean, yeah, those three are definitely solid foundational pieces for those teams, I will say. Quality starters. Okay. And we all know who's going to be towards number one here. Yep, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then Bijan Robinson coming as the franchise cornerstone. So I just wanted to take a look at Bleacher Report put together this rankings here. I don't know what they based it off of. This is the NFL 1000, the 1000 best players in the league, ranked by our NFL scouting department based on their field of play and positional value. Up next in the series, running backs have the young stars caught up to the old guard. Who's number one at the position? Running backs are graded on 5 categories: vision, patience, elusiveness, and contact balance, receiving ability, athleticism, and pass protection. Trait scores add up to that grade, and when multiple players receive the same score, their ranking was determined by majority vote among the group. Okay. I mean, either way, very interesting rankings here, in my opinion. Saying that this is for the 2026 season. I mean, you're ranking Najee Harris at 22 and he's not even on a team. Like, how does that even make sense? Like, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. It does not. But all right. Yeah. So I think it's time we get into a mock draft here. Let's get into a mock draft. I think it's this one here. Okay. It's mock draft time. All right. So we got a 12-team full PPR snake draft. We're going with the second overall pick in this one. We'll see which running back falls to us. Are we getting Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson? We'll figure that out. But let's see. Let's get into it. And here we go. And Jahmyr Gibbs goes first. So we got to go with Bijan here. And off we go. So it is back to me, and honestly, if Ken Walker made it to me, I would definitely be all over that. Looking at the running backs available, we got Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall. I'm not really looking to go for any of those guys. Looking here, we got Rashee Rice, George Pickens, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors. I do like Malik Neighbors. I'm a little hesitant on clicking his name right now. Probably. I think there's a good chance that we can see him suit up for week one. There's been great reports coming out of camp and highlights coming out of camp of Malik Neighbors. His knee is looking great. He's looking great. They are easing him back in, so he is barely they're monitoring him pretty close, but right now it's looking really good for him to be available for week one, and right now his ADP does not reflect that. But right now, looking at the wide receivers, I'm looking at Nico Collins here, and the reason why I didn't go for Rashee Rice is I feel like that situation, one, he's coming back from a knee cleanup, or it was either a knee cleanup or I believe it was just a cleanup. But either way, he had off-season surgery on his knee, and he went to jail for 30 days, so he wasn't able to properly rehab it. And then now in training camp, he's limited, and even in the highlights that I've seen of Rashee Rice, again, very limited highlights and videos that you're gonna see, and a lot of the time, especially on the internet, you're gonna see more bad than good. But Rashee Rice looking a little stiff with that knee, so that's why I'm staying away from him. And I'm gonna go with another wide receiver here, and I'm gonna go with Malik Neighbors. I think by the time we get to the end of August, and if you're watching this after the fact, around like a later, closer to the start of the season, I think Malik Neighbors' ADP will jump up where he's going earlier in the second round. But starting off my team, Bijan Robinson, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, and it is back to me. And looking at the running backs available, we got Cam Scatterbu, Quinshon Judkins, David Montgomery. I think I am going to go with a wide receiver here, and I'm going to go with Ladd McConkey. I'm drafting Ladd McConkey any chance I can get. I love the opportunity for him this year. Last year we saw him take a step back from the 24 season, his rookie year, where he had a great year. And then last year they brought in Keenan Allen, which really took a hit to Ladd McConkey's production. But this year they didn't bring in another wide receiver, and they brought in Mike McDaniel, which this offense is going to be, I'm expecting a lot of points out of this offense. So I like grabbing Ladd McConkey in the fourth round here. I think he has top 10 potential for sure this year. But it is on me, and I am going to go with a running back here. We got Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, David Montgomery, and I'm going to go with we got Cam, Quinshon, David, Bayshall, too. And I mean, I like all four of those running backs. I'll go with Cam Scatterbo here. He is coming back from that ankle injury, but so far so good on the reports of him in that ankle, and reports of him being the clear number one running back, with Tyrone Tracy as the RB2. So I don't mind grabbing Cam Scatterbo here. And then it comes back to me, and let's see, we could go for another running back. I mean, I definitely want to get another running back at some point. Looking at the wide receivers, no one that I want to go reach for right now. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go for a running back, and I'm gonna go, honestly, it just does not look good. It does not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of what's going on here. There's not someone that's like glaring that like, oh yes, this is the pick right here. Looking at my team, Bijan, Cam Scatterbo, I feel pretty confident starting those guys week in and week out. Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors. Obviously Malik Neighbors were kind of up in the air, and then Ladd McConkey, I feel like he's a week in and week out starter. So we got our starters, so maybe we can take a little more risk. And I'll take a risk going for the rookie Jadarian Price. We'll see how this running back room pans out. Zach Charbonnet is coming back from, I believe he's coming back from a knee injury. And, so he might not be available starting to start the season. But, they did bring in a couple running backs that could likely get some work, that could spell Jadarian Price. But they did invest a first round pick into him. So that's like, when I'm looking at this situation, it's like, how would a team invest a first round pick in a running back for him to not be, especially in a situation where one of your main running backs, Zach Charbonnet, is coming back from an injury and not available? You would think that first round running back is going to get a lot of the work, and we've already seeing that they're going to use him in the passing game, which we like that. So I like the upside of Jadarian Price. So let's continue on building here. We could go tight end. We're in the 7th round. I'm gonna wait on tight end. I usually like waiting for the later round tight ends. I don't mind that. We could go wide receiver. We got DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison. I'm out on Marvin Harrison. I'm sorry. I mean, the Cardinals team as a whole is just a shit show. And Marvin Harrison, I feel like that guy lacks the confidence. I mean, you see him drop a ball and you can see it on his face. Like it just kills him. So looking at the situation, the Pittsburgh Steelers, this offense should look a lot different. We could see them be more of an explosive offense than we're used to seeing the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm going to go and draft Parker Washington here, and it may be a little bit of a reach. It may make back, but there's a lot of picks from here to before it gets back to me. And this wide receiver room for the Jacksonville Jaguars is very frustrating from a fantasy standpoint, because it's like they got so much talent. You got Parker Washington, who had a great season, breakout season last year, and now you're seeing a ton of reports come out of the Jaguars camp about how good Parker Washington looks, and it's like, okay, so is he the number one guy here? And you got Liam Cohen coming out and saying that he trusts Parker Washington so much that like he would make him his emergency contact. Obviously that's a joke, but it's like that shows how much invested they are in Parker Washington. And I think getting him in the 7th round, it's gonna be, I think this wide receiver room is gonna be hard to juggle with Parker Washington, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and then you got Jacoby Myers as well. It's a crowded wide receiver room, so it could be a very frustrating fantasy situation. But grabbing him in the 7th round, I'm going to bank on him continuing the trend from last year and being that reliable target for Trevor Lawrence. But I do think that Brian Thomas last season was a little fluky, and we see him bounce back. So I do like Brian Thomas, but I went with Parker Washington here, and it is back to me. And let's take a look. We are in the 8th round. We have 2 more bench spots. We need a tight end and a quarterback. I'm just gonna punt on the quarterback. I think we're gonna wait a little longer to go there. Let's go with I feel like we need to go for another running back. Got Kenny Gainwell, Aaron Jones, Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, Brian Thomas, Zach Charbonnet, Rashad White, Jordan Mason, Jonathan Brooks. So it's just, this situation here is, there's not a clear answer. And looking at the running backs available, I'm looking at Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt or Rashad White, and I'm going to go with Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt. Honestly, it's a running back room that we're not 100% sure of. There was a lot of solid reports coming out of camp of Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt saying, some of the goals this offseason was for him to work on his pass catching, and reports coming out that it has transferred onto the field. So if he can take that next step, I think he has an opportunity to earn himself some touches. Now, by no means do I feel confident starting him week in and week out, but getting him as my 4th running back, I don't mind. It's choosing one of the two between Crosky-Merritt and Rashad White. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer as of right now. As time goes on, we'll figure that out. Maybe before training camp, we get a clear idea of this backfield. But I don't mind taking a shot on Crosky-Merritt as of right now. And then let's take a look at our tight ends. So we got a couple guys that I'm looking at here. I've always liked Jake Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, Mark Andrews. I mean, technically, I probably could wait for those guys to come back around. And let me see if let me look at my quarterback situation and see if we can if there's any stacking that we could do here. And you know, there are a couple quarterbacks that I wouldn't mind grabbing, but not anyone that I feel like I want to grab. So I'm just going to go with a tight end. It's going to be a little bit of a reach. Probably could wait another round, but I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert here. I think Dallas Goedert is one of the best later round tight ends that you can go for. I do think that he is in a situation with AJ Brown no longer there. There's an opportunity for him. I mean, we've seen with him when AJ Brown has been out of the lineup, him be very involved in this offense. AJ Brown is no longer there. And as of today, Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon is dealing with hamstring injuries. They aren't considered serious or long-term, but they are already dealing with injuries in that receiver room. Mekhi Lemon is actually the second time he's popped up with a hamstring injury. The first time around was in mini camp. So he's dealing with a hamstring injury again. Soft tissue injuries, they tend to linger. Something to monitor for sure. Dontavian Wicks is a wide receiver that you could take a look at. If you're going to draft like you got a deep bench, I think Dontavian Wicks is someone that you could take a look at. But Dallas Goedert, either way, regardless of injuries, I think Dallas Goedert is going to be a big part of this offense. So I don't mind grabbing him as my tight end in the 9th round. And it is on me. And we need a quarterback. We got a bench spot in a defense to wrap up this draft here. Let's take a look here. Knowing that I mean, I could go for a quarterback, but I'm going to go for a wide receiver. And I'm going to go with Josh Downs. I think Josh Downs is one of the better wide receivers to target around this time. He is with Michael Pittman no longer there. Michael Pittman, 111 targets. Those need to be distributed between Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren. So it's like Josh Downs has an opportunity to be a great value. He had 88 targets last year, I believe. So it's like he has a great opportunity to be a great value in fantasy this year. Getting him in the 10th round, one of my favorite late round wide receivers. And now let's go for a quarterback. And looking at the quarterbacks available, I want more of a rushing quarterback. And you got Malik Willis, and Malik Willis is definitely going to run his ass off. That team is depleted. I mean, who the hell is he going to throw to? I think that team is going to be horrible. I'm not in on Malik Willis. I know a lot of people might be because of the rushing upside. I'm looking at Kyler Murray and Tyler Shuck, and I'm going to go with Tyler Shuck. We saw Tyler Shuck last year towards the end, I believe from week 10 to 18. He was a top 10 quarterback in fantasy football. So coming into his second year, I believe this would be his second year, I think there's a lot of upside. He has that rushing ability, which we love for fantasy football. And that is, I mean, that's just a great value to be able to get someone that has the ability to give you that rushing upside, and you're drafting him in the 10th, the 11th. he probably would have went to the 12th. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of teams have their quarterbacks at this point. Some teams drafting a couple quarterbacks, but yeah, it is one of those situations where, as a late round quarterback, Tyler Shuck is one of those guys that you want to take a look at. He has a rushing upside. He was a top 10 quarterback in fantasy football through the last half of the season. So it's like, he has a lot of upside where he's being drafted, and a lot of people expect this team to be a whole lot better this year. And for the last pick, we need to go with a defense, and I will go with the Dallas Cowboys as my defense. And that wraps up this mock draft here. We got our team: Tyler Shuck, Bijan Robinson, Cam Scatterbo, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Dallas Goedert, Ladd McConkey, Dallas Cowboys as our D. And on our bench, we got Jadarian Price, Parker Washington, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and Josh Downs. So not a bad team at all. I think we did pretty good with the cards that were dealt to us. Definitely went heavy on the wide receivers pretty early. Obviously went with Bijan in the first round. Like I said, if Ken Walker would have made it back to me in that second round, I would have definitely went double running back, but he didn't. So I went with Nico Collins. Getting Malik Neighbors in the third round, I think that, I think his ADP is going to bump up as we get closer to the start of the season. I mean, there's been nothing but positive reports about Malik Neighbors, and a lot of highlights and clips coming out of him looking great. It doesn't even look like he's been dealing with the injury. And then in the fourth round, getting Ladd McConkey. I love this Chargers offense. You're going to want a piece of this Chargers offense. And if you don't want to pay up, you think paying up for Ladd McConkey, or maybe you're drafting a little different where in the fourth round, maybe you go heavy wide receiver early on. So through the first couple rounds, that in the fourth round, you want to go for a running back, or you want to take a shot on a quarterback or tight end. You can take some shots on Quentin Johnston as well. He is being drafted in the later rounds, probably get him in the 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in that range. And I think that you're going to want a piece of this Chargers offense this year for fantasy football. With Mike McDaniel, I know I've said it a lot. You're going to hear a lot of people saying it a lot. Mike McDaniel is one of those offensive coaches that makes a difference. And I expect this team to score a lot of points. That's why I love getting Ladd McConkey. Got Cam Scatterbo in the 5th round here as my second running back. A lot of positive reports coming out about him as the clear RB1 for the Giants. I think that's a pretty solid situation. I'm not really too worried about him coming back from that ankle injury. Then we got Jadarian Price in the 6th round. Definitely wanted to get more running back depth at this point. I think that Jadarian Price has that opportunity. Like I said, he was a first round draft pick. So I would expect the Seahawks to treat him as such. Obviously, it's not like he was a top 10, or even a top 20 draft pick, but he was drafted at the end of the first round in this year's draft. So they invested a lot into him. So I would expect to see that on the field as well. Then went with Parker Washington here. I think it's to me, it's a coin flip between Parker Washington and Brian Thomas. I haven't heard much about Jacoby Myers and how he's going to be used in this offense. I would expect Parker Washington and Brian Thomas to be the volume guys in this situation. So I don't mind taking a shot on Parker Washington. And then in the 8th round, I needed another running back. Went with Krosky-Merritt. In the 9th round, went with Dallas Goedert. Love the situation for Dallas Goedert, one of my favorite later round tight ends. and then went with Josh Downs. I think he's one of the better value wide receivers that you can get later in drafts. The situation with no more Michael Pittman on the team, 111 targets to go around that are vacated with the absence of Michael Pittman. I expect Josh Downs to soak up some of that target share. I do think that Tyler Warren is the guy for the Colts. I think he's the one. I mean, he led the team in targets last year. If Daniel Jones can stay healthy, I really, really like Tyler Warren. But I think Josh Downs definitely going to soak up some of that target share. And then since we waited and pushed off quarterback this late in the draft, we went with Tyler Shuck. He has a lot of upside. He's a mobile quarterback. Like I said, he was a top 10 quarterback the second half of last season. I believe, if I remember correctly, from like week 10 to 18, he was a top 10 quarterback. He has that rushing upside. So the fact that we're getting that rushing upside from a quarterback this late in drafts, round 11, I think there's a lot of upside. Tyler Shuck, one of my favorite late round running backs to target. And then to close out, we went with the Dallas Cowboys for the defense. So yep, that is gonna do that for this mock draft. So not too bad. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Okay. I just wanted to see what we're doing here. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing more of these late night streams, especially once the season starts. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun this season. There's a lot. We're going to be doing waiver wire pickups. We're going to be doing sports betting stuff. We're going to be going through, breaking down the games, and reacting to everything going on in the NFL. I cannot wait. I can't believe we are pretty much 5-6 weeks away from the season kicking off. We got a football game Thursday with the Hall of Fame game between the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. Panthers are starting Kenny Pickett, and then we got the Cardinals starting Carson Beck. So yeah, we'll see some Carson Beck action in the NFL. Obviously, it is it's a preseason game. It's not. We're just gonna be excited leading up to it, and then it's gonna kick off, and we're gonna see a bunch of fourth string players. Maybe we see a couple rookies that we want to get some looks at, but highly unlikely. I don't think anyone that matters is really going to play in this one. Jonathan Brooks isn't playing for the Carolina Panthers, which is a good sign for Jonathan Brooks. I mean, there's been a lot of positive reports coming out about Jonathan Brooks. But yeah, at least we have some football. Should we play some Madden? I feel like I want to play some Madden. I think we should play some Madden. I think there's not I don't think there's really anything else that to go through, anything to react to. Oh, some people talking about Jadarian Price on Hard Knocks. I mean, he looked good. That's good to see. So let's we're gonna play some Madden. I think we're gonna play some Madden. So if you are just tuning in or haven't been watching, if you are interested in watching the mock draft, we just got done doing that mock draft. You can rewind back. Also hit on a bunch of news around the NFL. There's a ton going on, but I hit a bunch at the top, and then we went into the mock draft, and now let's just hang out and play some Madden. That sound cool? I think so. Let me get this loaded up here. Of course, there's a update. Why is there? It's like there's always something. Like, come on. See how our MLB bets are doing. I do want to mention that I did put together this website over the last week. Been working really hard on it. And you can go there, and this is all completely free. God, what is going on? There we go. So, I've been working on this website here. As you can see, you go to LineEmUpSports.com. It's completely free. I'm still building things out. So if you look and you see some stuff that may look unfinished or something like that, you know, I'm still cleaning some stuff up and getting stuff together. But as you can see, you know, got some articles, some sports bets. If you're looking for some sports betting stuff, here is where you can find some of my my bets. I post at least one a day, and these are the ones that have won over the last couple days. And then if you go here and you hit view every pick, you can see all the past bets here. You can see which ones won, which ones lost. So very cool. And then most importantly, what you guys will most be interested is in this 2026 fantasy football PPR rankings, completely free. I'm going to continue to update it leading up to the season. So if you want to reference this as you are leading up to your drafts, kind of see where my head's at. I am pretty aggressive with my rankings. You know, a lot of people really follow. I will say there's a lot more people that I see follow the consensus ADP in rankings. Not me. I'm not. I will go completely off the script of what a lot of people are doing, and people can talk shit about that or not, but like this is me with my opinions here. And like looking here at, let's look at wide receiver. I have some aggressive stands here. DJ Moore, I have him 8. He's currently being drafted in like the fourth round right now. You know, those are the kind of stands that I'm just like, a lot of people aren't going to do that. A lot of people are going to go with the consensus of what a lot of people are doing. Not me. I'm going to go and really put in who I think could fall into this, into the top 10, top 15, top 20. Because, you know, year over year, I did do a lot of research. In year over year, there's a pretty decent sized turnover. So only about like 40-ish% of players. So basically 4 players year over year end up in the top 10. Now don't quote me on that 100%, but I did spend some time and I did see, I did spend some time and I did some research, and I believe it was like 40%. So basically 4 players each year are making it into the top 10 the following year. So when you go and look at these rankings and you see basically copy paste from year over year, because they finished, you know, where basically taking the fantasy finishes and plopping them in as your top 10. That's what it feels like. I know that that's not exactly what, I mean, I'm sure some people are doing that, but that's what it feels like. And when you kind of hear and you look at and you do the research that, you know, only a certain amount, 40% of players actually make it back in, like that is something to consider when you're looking at some of these rankings. And that's why I'm a little more aggressive with mine, because I really want to try it, like based off of all the research that I'm doing. These are the players that I think are in the position to actually finish where I have them. So I do spend a lot of time on this. It's completely free. LineEmUpSports.com, completely free. I gotta add defense and kickers still, but I have the other positions, and you can see right here when it was last updated. Sports betting picks. We're gonna have some merch. So keep a lookout for that. I definitely want to get some merch, and then yeah, so go check it out, completely free. LineEmUpSports.com. I got the link in the description over on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, just head over to LineEmUpSports.com. Check it out, completely free. But let's play some Madden here. Let me. Oh no. Okay, let's see. All right. I think we're good. Let's play some Madden. All right. Let's go with the Lions. Let's check in on some MLB going on in the MLB. All right, let's whoop some ass. Of course, it's Lions versus Lions. I didn't even realize that. I don't want the loss on my record. There we go. All right. We're going to wait a second before we join another game because it seems when that kind of shit happens, we end up falling into matching up with the same guy over and over again. All right, just check and make sure the audio is good on the stream. All right, appreciate everyone that's hanging out and watching on this Tuesday night. We're gonna play some Madden now. If you're looking for a mock draft, I did a mock draft just before this, and I went over pretty much everything in the NFL. But if you're watching, you have anything you want to talk about related to the NFL, there's a lot going on in training camp, a lot of situations unfolding that we can talk about. Just type in the chat and let's spark up some conversation. If not, just sit back, enjoy. We're gonna play some Madden, just hang out. I think this is a nice way to end the stream, you know, playing a game of Madden seems only right. We got the new Madden coming out pretty soon here too, so definitely going to have to get that once that comes out. All right, Lions versus the Miami Dolphins. This guy wants his ass kicked, that's for sure. That's what I'm seeing. Break out to the edge. Get the block, Gibbs. Ooh. All right. What is happening here? Yeah, it's Quinn Ewers in as his quarterback. What is going on? Okay. Here we go. Gibbs is going to break off. Oh, right in the back of Glasgow. Come on. Oh, give me that one-on-one with JMO. I dare you. If that corner drops down, I'll go to JMO. He's not. But here goes Laporta. Come on. Oh. Jesus Christ. All right. Oh. Oh my God. There's no way this Dolphins team is that good. Should I punt the ball or should I go for it? All right, I'm going to punt. I'll punt. I'll punt because I'll get a stop on defense. But geez, what the hell was that? Oh, that was terrible too. Wow, they get good field position. Terrible punt. Get Devon Achane down. Here we go. Ooh, he wanted to go to Waddle. He definitely wanted to go to Waddle. Oh my God. Like right there, I was pressing Y. Like, why isn't that not putting his hands up? I don't get it. I really don't. Wow, Tyreek Hill wide open. This is embarrassing. Wide open. That's all right. We got to give him one. We don't want him to quit. We don't want him to quit like right away. Because if I just go out and just beat his ass, he's just gonna quit. We don't need them to quit. All right. Not a great return. All right, let's start off with a nice nice drive here. Let's go with the oldie but a goodie. God damn it. We almost ran out of time. Let's try that again. Whoop. Boom. Come on. Almost had him with that spin move, but Laporta, come on. Okay, we're marching down the field. Marching down the field. Oh, come on. Get it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shit. I always put myself in these situations. Shit. Being too aggressive. But now we just need to be aggressive on defense. Being too aggressive. God damn it. Have a sip of the brewski. Maybe that gives me some liquid power here. And I'm not going to make any excuses, but it's not like I've been playing a ton of Madden lately. So I'm not making excuses here because it is far from over. He can go get a touchdown here and I'm still going to win this game. But definitely not a great start. First quarter is about to be over. Curious if he's going to run the play. Is he going to run the play before the end of the first? And he's not going to run the play. We're going to go into the second quarter down 7 points with Miami winning. Not loving that, but we'll get a stop. 2nd and 9. We'll get a stop here. And we'll hopefully, worst comes to worst, we hold them to a field goal. If this person even chooses to do a field goal, because who kicks field goals in Madden? Oh my god. Everyone's getting tripped up. What the hell is going on? You guys are about to win. Hold on. You guys are about to witness the greatest Madden comeback ever. Just watch. I'm telling you. Just watch. See if we can get something freaking going here, man. Boom. Block. Block. Let me get something going. Oh yeah, JMO, come on. Oh no. Oh, there we go. God, that guy almost read that though. You see him, he switched to him. I can see the replay right there. Switched to him. All right, we need to get a touchdown. And it's not gonna happen like that. Jesus Christ. Oh, we needed that first down. Damn it. Oh, there we go. He's gone. Come on, get there. Oh. Oh, so close. Oh, that was so close. All right. All right, we're getting going. We're getting going. Come on, Namanra. Let's go. Let's go. Amara St. Brown with the touchdown. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Yo, if you guys are hopping in after the fact and you're seeing that mock draft, just know I did the mock draft already. You can go back and if you're on YouTube, you can go back and watch it, or you can wait. I am going to cut it up and post it most likely tomorrow. So make sure if you are looking for that mock draft, you can go back and watch it over on YouTube. You can just go back in the live stream, or you can wait, and tomorrow I will be posting the mock draft. But if not, you can just come kick it. If you got any fantasy football questions, any NFL topics you want to discuss, there's so much going on in the NFL right now. Really, I mean, I love it. I love this time of year. Just talking about all the different situations and trying to break down and decipher what's going on and what's actually gonna happen. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you guys have anything you guys want to discuss, let me know. If not, sit back, relax, enjoy the Madden stream. Watch me win.
They'll start on the ground. It's A-Chain. And that one's
perfect.
Pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Hurry up. Oh,
out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And a good job.
There we go.
Football.
Incomplete pass.
Sets up third down.
Come on, let's get this third down stop. I can't let him. Score
here in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit. In a moment. Gotta get
I didn't mean to hit
30.
timeout.
Here comes third down.
Damn it. We got to watch out for Achan bouncing out. You got the motion to the left. Is he gonna bounce Achan out?
From the gun on third down.
Waddle.
And they're gonna move the ball
Waddle
all the way
pick up.
to the 45-yard line. Here's first and 10.
And the Dolphins first down.
They'll run this one straight ahead with Achan. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Drop for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up second and 11.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. A shotgun snap for Tua.
Oh my God.
Caught downfield by Waddle. And he'll be taken down.
Brings him down to the 1.
A big-time play for the Dolphins.
Man.
56 yards.
That's good.
And after that explosive play, they have a chance to extend their lead
Like, what the
even
fuck?
more. And they have had their way. The defense has had no answers for anything they've done in the passing game, and they don't find out a way to slow them down. They could be in for a long game.
Oh shit. That was my bad.
The defenders got a head start.
That was my bad.
So now then, first and goal from
I
the
went to
1.
click on something and it freaking
All right, come on.
made my dude run. Alright.
They'll go with the sneak.
Alright, Tua.
He's able to get the ball
Gets the rushing
across the
touchdown.
goal line. He's
I'm not
in.
worried.
Tua
Down two
Tagovailoa.
touchdowns, but I'm not worried.
Touchdown, Dolphins.
Let's see if we can
Now
block this.
Sanders on for the extra point.
Oh,
His kick is good. And the
So
Dolphins
freaking
will take
close, man.
a 21-7 lead.
Lions 7. Jason Sanders to
Still a
kick
little
off for
time.
Miami.
Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
24-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. To throw is Goff.
we'll go under. I wanted to go with Porto there, but I went with Brock Wright
This is
instead.
day one install. Every single offense in the NFL.
Let's see if
this
Demo
sort of
can
run
pick up some yards
especially
for
the
us here
tight
on the
end
ground.
position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch
He
ability
got
of the
us
tight
first
end,
down.
sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest games.
We're fighting time right now, though. I'm
The
gonna
37
call timeout.
for first and 10.
Call timeout. Let's try to get the shot play. If I can get Demo one-on-one.
Remaining until halftime. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10.
I don't like it. We're not getting the man coverage. I'm not getting the coverage I want.
On play action. Goff.
Check it down
That'll
again.
be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Call timeout.
Down just shy of midfield. Here's the third and final timeout for the Lions. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Still plenty of time. We got no timeouts though, so we need to get out of bounds.
On play action, he'll set up to throw.
Well, that's not going to help
The
our
offense goes from
situation.
feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. What do the coaches say? Just
Oh.
play the next
Well,
play.
it's
That's exactly what they did.
And he's
not enough
taken
time.
down inside the opponent's
Damn it,
35.
me hitting the timeout on accident is
We
going to
have
fuck
hit
us
halftime.
up.
Gonna take a quick break, come back, second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This isn't how I wanted my streaming debut to go with this Madden. It's not what I wanted.
Both teams
Against
ready
the
to get
Miami
back at
Dolphins.
it as we get back underway.
I'm just like,
here
I'm
on EA
disrespecting the
Sports.
Lions playing this kind of game right now. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Oh yeah, do that, motherfucker.
He will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
start the drive. It's Achan. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
1 yard gain. Brings up
It is 2nd and 9.
We need to get a takeaway.
Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
Here's Tagovailoa. That's going to be incomplete.
All right.
Coverage very
Third
good.
9. Let's see if we can get a stop. We need to get a stop here.
3rd down.
and 9 yards to go.
Again, I think I'm gonna pull Anzalone off from the blitz. Maybe I'll blitz. I'm gonna blitz.
Throwing is Tua. This throw right side.
All right, 4th and 7. We got the opportunity to get a stop here.
Short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
4th down.
Hey, come on, 2. Come on, 2. Come on, 2.
Hill brought in motion.
Hey.
Let's see.
They're going to go. It's Tua. This one.
Let's go.
incomplete.
We got the stop that we
Defense
needed.
up to the challenge there. They forced
Let's
the
see if we can get
incompletion, and
some
they'll take
points
the ball
here.
over on down.
On downs.
There's still time. We still got. There's so much time. So much time.
A toss to the right. And here comes Gibbs.
Oh, probably shouldn't have
He'll
cut
be
that
taken
early.
down, but just like that, they are in business.
Should've just ran
It's
it out.
1st and
It's a
goal.
gain of 14 yards. And the Lions first down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard
Here's
line.
Gibbs.
Come on, Gibbs.
Down to the 4. It'll be
Do it again.
and goal.
Do it again.
Down at the 4-yard line. A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
Gibbs. And that play took a little
All right.
long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the 4.
Give credit to this defense, Mike. Their back's against the wall, and they're standing tall so far. Nothing on those first 2 runs. We'll see what the offense has in store now as they bring up 3rd down.
He's got it at
All right.
3.
There we go.
To the goal line and in. Jameer
Should we go for 2?
Touchdown, Detroit.
Might as well, because if we go for 2 now, I mean, we're gonna have to go for 2 later on. So might as well go now.
The backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game,
Oh my
it just gives you
God
so many
dang.
options. And in this case,
Now that
it
puts
was
me
the
in an
running back
even
that
worse
was the open
situation.
target. He's able to put the pass
So that
on
now
money.
I have to
Easy
get
6
the 2-point
points.
conversion unless I can
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to
get
kick
some
this one
stops,
away.
man. Come on,
Tyreek now
let's
to
hit
return
it.
it.
Make him fumble.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Man, I was just watched that replay of frickin' Laporta. Like, that should have been a
They'll bring
frickin'
Waller in
2-point
motion here.
conversion, man.
On 1st down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. This one caught by Waller. Look at the big man
That's some
go.
crazy play calling
And
right
he's
there.
going to be brought down inside the 15.
That is some crazy frickin' play
A big
calling.
time play for the Dolphins. That gains an even 60 yards.
1st down.
This is one of those plays, Mike, where just everything aligns. It's the right play call, the right target, an
Damn it,
accurate
man.
ball, and then a lot of room to run after the catch. So if they can continue to find these matchups, and
We need
these
to get
holes in the
a
secondary,
turnover.
with this quarterback and this playmaker group, man, this is a tough offense to slow down.
Come on, 2.
In motion, Westbrook-Akine. A run here with Achan. And Not much there.
All right.
He's back to the original line.
A big,
No gain on that.
big stop.
When you look throughout this game, Mike,
Come
I
on,
don't think there's even
let's get
debate.
this.
This
Let's get
defensive
this
line
stop.
has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative
Oh my God, I
runs,
pulled out of the middle, man.
He's in.
I fucking pulled him out of the middle, man. Opened it up for freaking
He had the
A-Chan.
touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground.
you just don't see these kind of
I'm
holes
getting
too
belt
often
to
at this
ass
NFL
right
level,
now,
Mike.
man.
And you can see once he got the ball,
I should have
the
played
clear
a
line
couple
to the
games
end
for
zone.
playing on stream
He doesn't get
because,
touched,
man,
and an unfortunate
not-
defensive breakdown here ends up
this
costing
isn't
him 6 points.
a good representation of how I normally play. And I know a lot of people would probably say that, but I'm for real. I'm for real, man. I swear I'm not this bad. I swear.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away.
Let's go.
This is fielded inside the 5.
Breaking out to the outside.
He's got
And
room past the
okay.
30. And he's
Let's
gonna be taken down there
we need a big
as
play.
we
We
come
need to
to
get a
the
touchdown
end of the third
ASAP
quarter.
Rocky. We gotta get a touchdown ASAP Rocky.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Let's be. I'm gonna be aggressive
They'll
as
go
hell.
play action with Goff. That one out wide to Gibbs. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 44-yard
Off the
line.
play fake. He'll look to throw. Is caught
There we go, Amon-Ra.
inside by St. Brown. And they'll move this one down
There we go, Amon-Ra.
inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, throw it at him.
He's got a touchdown.
Hey, hold
on
my
the
balls,
from
bitch.
earlier, and that catch
Come on.
gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, it's Goff.
Oh,
It's incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
if we can get
All things
J-Mo on this
considered,
crossing
it's actually
route,
a pretty
that'd
good
be
pass. I mean, he puts
perfect.
the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender. And
No, Jared, what the?
And the Dolphins come up with the turnover.
that was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
There's just no way.
Punt team comes out. Dolphins going to kick it away. As they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead.
This dude's a fucking troll too.
Oh, look at this. It's a fake. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. Really don't understand that one, but at least they retain possession. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
32 stinger.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. Back to throw is Tua. He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. And he's
Fucking tackle.
down inside the 35. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a 1st down to boot.
In the air, Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got
I just
to
want
keep
this
this
game to
clock
end. I'm gonna
moving.
play one more
They don't
after
want
this,
to
I
risk an
think, 'cause
incompletion.
I
Now,
cannot play
they
and
convert.
get my
They're
ass
able to
beat
secure
like
the
I need to
catch and
feel
pick
like
up a
I'm
fresh set of downs. That's going to
freaking
enable them to continue to burn more clock.
the king of Madden, not fucking
Their opponent's not going to get
the Miami Dolphins in Madden. I'm about to get my ass beat by them.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Lions.
It's not a good representation of who I am.
Here's 2nd down and 7.
I'm better than this. I'm telling you, boys.
44.
Telling you.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 2nd down, they need 7.
I should quit, but I'm not going to because
First carry of the
I
game
like,
for Alexander Madison. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that
I'll
one.
take the L.
Lane close quickly. Here comes
What?
3rd down.
A gain of
Fuck.
4. And it's 3rd down.
Good. Out, out. Hey, turbo one, turbo one.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
4th down.
The Lions called their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Hey, hey. Hey, team. Turbo one, huh? 20, TX. Watch it, Oscar.
come on.
They snap it to Tua. He's got it inside the 5.
Like, are you serious? Like,
And he's going to be
this
taken
defense
down.
isn't doing shit.
They get 29 yards. A big pickup on 4th down.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only 1 remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
Hill brought in motion.
Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion. Oh, that's...
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts.
Alright, dude, this guy's pissing me the fuck off. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna play one more, and then I will be getting off. See how the MLB did tonight. See how we did in the MLB. Did Tigers get a win? Did the Tigers get a win? They did. The Tigers got a win. They beat the shit out of the freaking Mariners. Nice. I'll take that. Oh yeah.
Call it Motown.
All right,
call it
come
the
on.
Motor
Stop
City.
playing the same
Lions
motherfucker.
fans, this
Okay.
is home.
Oh, and we're facing the
Ford Field
Bears.
in downtown Detroit.
We're
Coming up,
we're
two
facing
teams ready to
the
square off.
Bears.
It's the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions.
Cairo Santos to kick off for
We
Chicago.
welcome you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen.
I can't
and
lose this
Cairo
game.
Santos
The Lions
to get
cannot
us
lose
started.
to the freaking
And
Bears.
we are underway in downtown Detroit. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Run it right down the throat. Outside in. Oh.
And good blocking up front.
Sometimes you just feel the
Of 8 on the ground.
the flow.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Off the play fake. Here's Goff.
Oh, come on. Oh, we got the first down. We got the
He'll be
first
brought
down.
down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
The Lions first down.
Let's get our boy Alvin around involved.
Here's Goff. Moving outside the pocket. He'll get rid of it and complete it.
Big play by Alvin right there.
Down, but it takes them across midfield.
We're moving.
Down to the 40-yard line.
We're moving.
Of 28 yards.
First down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
At the 40-yard line.
We're going to have to do a fake spike. It's not doing the hurry up that I wanted.
And this will not be a spike. He faked it.
Oh,
Got him again the second time. with a
that fucked
sack
everything
on his
up. I didn't want to
opening
call a
drive.
timeout.
Brings up
Javon
That's all right.
Dexter in there to drop him that time.
47-yard line.
It's a loss of 7. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught by Gibbs. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Unexpected run. Come on, beat that. Oh, my God.
What a call on this
I don't love this situation right now, Bob.
on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now Goff.
Oh, my God. Why? I tried to freaking pull Amon-Ra. I tried to pull Amon-Ra forward to run towards the ball as I'm throwing. He doesn't. Like, look at that. How, like...
Human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike.
I can't lose to the Bears.
Identify what went wrong.
I won't be able to
Let's
sleep
correct
tonight.
it so we're able to move forward.
That's a short one caught by Loveland. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
First down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
That's going to be incomplete.
What was that trickery that they tried pulling there?
Second, they went into the bag of tricks. It almost worked. It's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
In motion, it's Odunze. Now there's a throw out wide. Hey, this might be a double pass.
No way.
Open and it's caught. And it works to perfection. A double pass leading to a run into the end zone.
Like, did people just come online and fucking troll me today?
Had the point after. He gets
God
it to go.
damn.
And the Bears will take a 7-0 lead.
Lions nothing. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a
At
touchback.
their own 35-yard line.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10.
That was some fucking bullshit.
To his running back.
Bolton Gibbs
And
like
he's going to
that,
be
man.
brought down up past the 45.
That's good for the Lions. First down.
Let's see if we can get Amon-Ra open here.
1st and 10 at the
On 1st and 10.
46-yard line.
Here's Goff.
waiting.
He'll get this out to his running back. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. On play action. Goff hit as he throws.
Holy
and it's
shit.
Incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
Oh, man. Let's see if we can get...
Now, faking the give. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down.
We got this play right here.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. This throw left side towards a slaw. He's got it.
You know, Mike, I'm all for being aggressive. There are definitely times where you have to go for it on your side of the field. I'm just not sure if at this point in the game, this was one of them.
I want to yell so bad, but I'd wake my wife up and she'd fucking kick my ass. But god damn it.
Williams gonna look to throw it on first down. He's got Loveland
Hold
free
on.
left side.
That's what we call fucking holding. Down 2 touchdowns again. You guys want to see the best comeback ever in Madden history? You're about to fucking witness it. God damn it.
What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do
Fuck,
after the
man.
catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
Not happy with this, man. Not happy.
So here's Santos after the touchdown.
We'll see, though.
He's out to kick
It's not
this
over
one
till
off.
it's over. I've had bigger
And he's gonna bring
comebacks.
it out from the middle of the end zone.
We're just gonna have to get some turnovers. We gotta control the clock. We're not down by a ton. We're only down by 2 touchdowns. There's so much clock left. We just need to get some big plays. We need to get the big plays going.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And that's incomplete. They couldn't
God,
connect.
throw it away. Jesus
That's how
Christ.
this first quarter will come to an end. So after 1, it's the Bears off to the early lead. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment.
Let's see if we can
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They run with the fullback
Why?
there, David Montgomery. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
Taken down.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
He'll go underneath here.
Come on, keep it going. We need tempo.
Short tackle right there.
Catch this
Stops
dude off
him a
guard.
good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
There we go.
Taken in.
Go, J-Mo. Oh my God.
Lions first down.
Let's go.
Gonna have it by plenty. Huge gainer on
Let's go.
First down. First and 10.
On the ground, this is Gibbs.
Man, we cannot get this running game going at
He'll
all.
get back to the line of scrimmage,
Edwards
and that's
on
it.
the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 49-yard line.
Once again, it's Gibbs.
There we go. Big hole.
Down inside the
That's what we want.
Move change.
Gain of
First
10
down.
yards. That's good.
See if we can get Tesla open here.
Shotgun.
No,
It's gone.
but we'll get J-Man.
Right side
Ooh.
and brought in by
Big
Williams.
hit. Big hit for
From the
J-Man.
35, here's
4
second
yards on
and
the
6.
pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Bears' 35-yard line.
Throwing, Goff. That one out.
All right, we got the
to
first
Gibbs.
down. That's all I wanted.
Taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new
Take it to the 2-minute warning.
The first down.
We'll come out. We'll continue to
First down.
try to run
First
this
and 10
clock
at the
down.
28-yard line.
Goff.
Oh my God, man!
Goes, they got him.
By Montez.
The Bears will use one of their timeouts here.
That was
And they'll
a
get together
terrible,
prior to the
terrible
second down play.
fucking play, man.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the
We need
edge,
J-Mo to
the
come through.
quarterback has nowhere to go in the
We
pocket
need him to come
escape,
through here.
and that's what happens.
They'll go play
And he
action
is.
with Goff.
There we go, baby.
Cross, he's got it in the hands
Let's
of
fucking
Williams.
go.
And he's gonna be out of
That's what I'm
bounds, but
talking
they are
about.
in
That's
the red
exactly
zone,
what I'm
inside
fucking
the
talking about
20.
right there.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs.
Oh. Oh, should have got the
Continue to
touchdown,
churn out
but
first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
4 yards.
That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
Goal at
Let's
the
see.
1-yard line.
180!
They'll run with Gibbs. Trying to find a crease in that massive humanity, but he's going to come up short. The Bears go ahead, take their third and final timeout, and they'll get together
I mean, that's fine.
prior to
Let's
the
see if we can
second
run
down
this clock
play.
out a little more.
One more time, they try
Perfect.
Gibbs. And this one ruined
We're gonna run this
quickly.
clock.
Take them back to the 5-yard line.
We're gonna run this clock down, and then we're going to we'll take a timeout.
Value one!
Maybe not. Maybe not. Should we run another play? I'm going to.
Throwing here on third and goal.
Go Goff. God
He
damn
feels
it,
the
Goff.
pressure and he'll go down
I was
back at the
fucking
6.
running.
A loss of a yard.
Come on, Goff.
4th and goal.
Get it together, brother. We're not taking a field goal here. We gotta get
The
points.
offense will stay out there, but they've got some yards to pick up.
We gotta get
4th
points
down
here.
and goal.
120! What's that?
They'll go for it. Here's Goff. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal.
These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted. But let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big 4th down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. Gonna look deep, looking for more.
And that's why we got rid of
This will
carry
be
on.
incomplete.
That's not why.
We'll try again here. 2nd
We
and
all
10.
know why we got rid of carry on. We all know why. But God damn it. Come on. Let me get the sack.
Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They
That's
might
a
be
fucking
fortunate
safety.
just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. A gain there of 11.
All right, that's gonna do it
Good
before
for the
halftime.
Bears. First down.
Fucking A, boys.
That's good for the Bears.
In motion, it's Odunze.
A gain of 11 on the play.
So we reached the intermission.
Fucking
It has
A.
been an entertaining one to this point.
Hoping that
Back
we
with
would
the second
get a
half
touchdown
in just
there,
a moment.
but instead, I shit the bed. Trying to be too aggressive.
Pretty interesting first half
So now,
to see if any strategy
put us in a
changes
situation
for
where
the
now we
next 30
gotta
minutes or more
crawl
as
our
this
way back,
second
get
half
some
gets
stops.
underway. Nice job
Block,
by the
man.
return
Punch
team
that ball
as
out.
he takes it across the 30-yard
The
line.
Bears take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Punch that ball out, man. We need to get a stop. We gotta get a turnover.
Throwing on first down, it's Williams.
How
Into
the
the hands
fuck are
of
you not
Moore downfield.
fucking?
And he will score. DJ Moore. Touchdown Bears. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
How
You're
I feel
right, Mike.
now,
We don't
boys.
see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run.
Christ.
Got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line. And
This is embarrassing. I'm gonna have to cut this out of the
Mike, I think
VOD.
all of us can remember exactly where we
I'm gonna
were
have to cut
during a
it out.
certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection. And
I swear,
the result,
I've
2
never,
points.
like, I haven't played this bad of a
this
Madden
one worked out
game
quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the
quite some
30-yard
time.
line.
At their own 30-yard line.
And I've been 2 games in a row getting my ass kicked, dude. Like, what'd they do?
Here we go. 120.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Working free downfield, it is Williams. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard
So
line.
stupid.
So a big one there to start the drive.
That's good.
And even 50 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On first down, it's Goff. He'll look underneath and finds Gibbs. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
And a yard. At the
Here's Goff.
Oh my God, bro.
And now he loses the football. And they are going to get this one
I'm done.
back. Wouldn't
Boys,
that be
I'm
something?
not a
Double
quitter, but I'm quitting. I'm not a quitter, but I'm quitting. Holy shit.
Good game, bro.
I'm not a quitter, but I just quit. We'll go full screen. That was rough. I didn't have fun at all. I thought I'd have fun playing that. Instead, I just got my ass kicked. It's just one of those things. It is just one of those things where I don't know, man. I just don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna call it there. It is almost, it's 1 o'clock already. I've been streaming for, holy shit, I've almost been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. Whoever's the couple viewers that are watching right now, sorry you had to watch that, but you can make it better. by subscribing or following. You can subscribe, follow the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and then yeah, if you're looking for any sports betting picks or you know, looking for fantasy football rankings, all that kind of stuff, head to LineEmUpSports.com. LineEmUpSports.com. That is in the description over on YouTube. If not, you're just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and type it in, LineEmUpSports.com. Very simple. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. Very annoyed with the outcome, but yeah, we'll see. But all right, boys, let's call it. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.